sometimes you got to open your heart when it hurts, and that sucks. And I was just thinking about forgiveness and how not forgiving is an addiction. And with addictions, you see it in other people so clearly, and you're like, why don't you just stop drinking alcohol? you know, because alcohol may not be your problem. Your problem might be you just uh, you have mania. Maybe you overwork yourself, and maybe you're addicted to Netflix and food or something like. But you see people drinking alcohol, and you're like, what's wrong with you? Just stop. When you can't put down the ice cream, or the you know your family's suffering because you work too much, and you know you can find balance, but it's really hard. And forgiveness is like that because you hold on to it, and you're like, I'm going to never talk to them, never forgive them for what they did. And I hear things like, you should forgive but never forget. But you can use that as a way of not forgiving. Not truly forgiving. Because truly forgetting, truly forgiving, is forgetting. It is giving up that vibration, that energy, that feeling, the tension and tightness, resentment. And it's in the body. The body takes the score. And if you choose, you say, I forgive you, but you constantly stir up those emotions. And you think about the subject, and then you think about how much it hurts and how much they hurt you, and you constantly are like, man, and it puts you down. You feel worse. Then you truly didn't forgive. You have to start thinking about it and feeling the emotions that you want to feel. Gratitude, bliss, happiness, joy, something on the positive spectrum. So you might seriously need some like PTSD therapy. You might really need some MDMA with like a trained, maybe not licensed psychotherapist, but at least somebody that can work you through those emotions. And now your brain chemistry, has got all that dopamine and serotonin and all those good feeling molecules and whatnot. So then you think about what happened from a new perspective, and you change the perspective. You change how you think about the past. And what the past is just a memory. So in so doing, you actually change the past. You're changing your memories. You're thinking about it different, because memories is just a thought. So now you have new thoughts about it. So you can do that without MDMA. I mean, you might need to sit down and be still and just breathe and relax, and then think about something that you can forgive really easily. A kitten, a puppy. You have a glass of juice in your hand or something, and the puppy just comes and just knocks it in your lap. How long are you going to be pissed at that puppy before you realize it's a puppy? It's going to do what it does. There's a story of a man in a boat, and there's a bunch of fog, and he's rowing, and then he hits another boat, and he starts yelling and screaming, "Watch where you're going!" and ah, da, da, da. And then the fog clears a little bit, and he looks and sees, and there's nobody in the other boat. So then how long before you're just like, oh, well, I just ran into that, or the boat ran into me, okay, let it go. Well, then life is like that. Boats are just running into you. How long are you going to be mad at a boat? I've crashed a boat. I was so humiliated, so embarrassed. I felt so bad. I ruined a lot of people's day. And I gotta forgive myself now, because I thought about it for so long, and then I would think about all the bad emotions that it brought me, and the trauma and drama and whatever, and now I just okay, the boat thing, yeah, laugh about it. Sorry. Yeah, and then everything becomes like the boat thing. Even the worst, it's hard to get rid of the higher stuff, the stuff that you're really holding on to, like your parents or siblings or family is the worst. That's the hardest to forgive, because you built up all those other emotions around it, and then they tore them down. So many years of feeling good in connection with this person, and then they screw you over or something. Like one of my buddies, his wife left him for his brother, so he lost a brother and a wife, and he is so mad, and he won't let it go. And it's time to let it go. And you're just hurting yourself by holding on to it. You can get a new wife, can't get a new brother. I feel you. Sometimes you can't replace these things. You can't replace a person, but you can let it go to replace the emotions, to feel better. And I have my addictions, and I know it sucks. It's like a torture chamber, right? Not forgiving and addictions. And the door is open. You can leave anytime. You just gotta hobble out, crawl out with, one leg, because they sawed off the other one. But they feed you there. And you don't want to leave, and then maybe somebody comes to rescue you, and like, come on, let's go, like, why are you an alcoholic? Why are you, addicted to this substance? Let's get you out of here. And a lot of the time, they come crawling back to the torture chamber. I've come crawling back to the torture chamber because I'm like, but I like the bread here. But it's terrible. Everything else sucks. And then when you're really, you've been eating that bread or whatever they feed you, you have a microbiome that tells your brain to keep eating what you have been eating. If you eat a bunch of fast food, the bacteria says, bring us more fast food, and you develop that bacteria. But you gotta stop eating that bad food, and you might not feel that good at first. You might have to stop eating altogether, but you'll eat again, and there's other food. There's better food. It might not feel like it at first because you want that fried food and the ice cream and whatever. But then once you actually start eating healthy, you're going to feel a lot better when you actually leave the torture chamber. You realize you're in a different one. And then you got to leave that one too. And then that one too. And then they keep getting better and better in different levels of hell. And you can sing your way out of any situation. You can breathe out of any situation. And you can sing your way from hell to heaven. And then you might fall again. And you got to do it again. And you're like, I just did that. What the okay, here we go again. I can't be mad about falling, because that is, being mad is just falling more. Yeah. So keep crawling out. You know. And I gotta keep crawling out. I'm not a fully realized being. I'm not a fully anything. You know, but I can find fulfillment. And then I'm full. Or fulfillment finds me. I allow it to enter. I set up a trap. And it might be, I'm going to sit here and make the exhales longer. Double inhale. Exhale. I hear that helps. There's so many tricks, right? Well, I hope that helps. I'll see y'all in the torture chamber. We'll be singing out together.